Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sam Kwak. We're the Kwak Brothers here, and today we have a very, very special guest, someone I would put in the VIP list within the Kwak Brothers network, and it is none other than Mr. Ed Kirch. You may have seen some of his videos. Ed is a very successful real estate investor. In fact, he's been a real estate broker for many, many years. He's mentored to many. He's definitely been a mentor to myself and Daniel. So today we're going to have a topic, and something that Ed could definitely speak on about REIA clubs, Real Estate Investing Association clubs. And Ed has happened to own and managed one. So Ed, tell us a little bit about you, your background, your experience, and share a little bit more about what I shared.
All right. I started when I was 18, bought my first house. When I was 19, I bought my second house. When I was 21, I had 55 units of apartments. When I was at 25, I had $9 million worth of apartments. My partners had $9 million worth of apartments. I've been in real estate for 40 years. I own my own brokerage out in Aurora, Illinois. We manage about 300 doors of apartments.
Mm-hmm.
We own about half of them. And we mentor a lot of people, getting them into real estate.
Yeah. And the reason why I put Ed in my VIP list is because he happens just to be one of my partners. We've done many deals together. So Ed just actually happens to be, actually used to run a REIA club, and Ed was very successful at it. So I brought on Ed because we want to cover the pros and cons of a real estate investing association, why they exist, who they're for, do they help, what are some of the drawbacks. So Ed, give us a little experience about your you managing and owning a REIA club back in the day.
All right. We ran it for probably about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because it was all local people.
Mm-hmm.
So you find out who's doing the stuff right in your area. The challenge with it is that they cost a lot of money to run.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way of making money unless you sell courses.
Right.
That's why if you ever go to the REIA clubs, they have a different speaker come in once a month, and they sell courses, and they give a kickback to the REIA club so that they can function.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like about it.
Right.
But on the other side, though, it was costing us probably about $1,000 a month to run.
Wow.
And how do you get that money?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
you're right.
You
have to sell courses for sure to stay sustainable. Yeah. So what in experience in that 3 years of REIA experience? Let's talk about some of the benefits. What benefit have you reaped from owning and managing a REIA club in the duration of 3 years?
I sold real estate, and I had a management office.
Mm-hmm.
So I met a lot of the people doing real estate in my area.
Mm.
So that was very beneficial because you had a network.
Right.
And, people wanting something to do with real estate, they would come to me because I was a local real estate expert.
Right.
We tried teaching at the REIA clubs, and a lot of the speakers I brought in were not selling courses. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I never felt like we were teaching enough to help the people really do what they needed to do.
Yeah. What do you feel like was missing when you brought in speakers or when you were teaching? What do you feel like was missing that was, that could have made it crucially more successful?
Well, we brought in a lot of speakers that were selling courses.
Uh-huh.
They were just there to sell the course. They weren't really teaching.
Right.
And then you would get a course for something specific. And it might help you, it may not help you, saying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the courses I would have never paid for myself.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's just like you got little bits and pieces, but you never got the whole enchilada.
Got it. Okay. And so basically a lot of it was giving you what was on the surface, but they didn't really go deep into actually, the content and the how of doing things.
Right.
Right. Okay. Awesome. So So I'm glad you shared, some nuggets on the REIA club, and I'm pretty sure there are other REIAs that run it differently. So for beginners listening to this, people are just getting started. Is it ideal for them to go check out a REIA club in your experience, or what would you suggest?
It depends where they're located.
Right.
All right. Where we're located,
Mm-hmm.
because we've got 30/30 right by us, I would never do a REIA club in this area anymore.
Right.
I get so much more out of the organization we're in than I ever did in a REIA club.
Right.
But if you're in an area that we don't have, like meeting,
Mm-hmm.
then I would go and meet with the local investors. And it probably never hurts to network with the local investors anyway.
Right.
So if you go to the REIA club just to network, you're probably going to be good.
Okay. Right on.
So it's not the end of the world.
Got it. So you're saying it's great for network, perhaps not necessarily the best for content and education, but generally better for getting to know people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You need to know local people.
For sure. Awesome.
I guess the other problem I had with the REIA club when I ran it,
mm-hmm.
and I guess this was in any organization, there weren't a lot of people doing things.
Ah. Okay.
So it's, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of wannabes, but nobody would actually sit there and help them do it or get them started.
Right. Right on. Yeah. So that gives us a really good picture as to, who might be interested in going to REIA in the first place, and a lot of the pros and cons, especially coming from someone who, ran one, right? Actually, who owned and managed a REIA club. So let's talk about you in just a sec here. I know you have 40 years of experience, and I mean, that's close to double my age of existence. So in the 40 years, share some of your experience, interesting deals, what have you done more in details, and also we'll kind of dig deeper into some of the deals you've done in the 40 years.
All right. I guess the biggest experience that I've got out of the 40 years is I've seen many, many different markets. And I've seen a couple of market crashes.
Right.
When I do a deal, and like when you do a deal, we look at it totally different, because here's what most people do. Most people say, let's buy an apartment building, let's put it on interest only for 5 or 10 years, and let's put it on a 30-year amortization. All right? And I get that all the time when I'm putting partnerships together.
Yeah.
What I do is I do a 15 or 20-year amortization. For the first 5 years, I don't cash flow very well.
Right.
I mean, all the cash flow goes to principal pay down, but it makes the deals a lot safer.
Right.
I'm not going to have a bank in 5 years call me and say, we're calling your loan because you don't have any equity.
Right.
And I watched that in 2008, 2009. People were losing their buildings because they went down 30% in value.
Right.
And the banks were just calling the loans. So I don't cash flow as well for the first 5 years, but we do pick up equity very quickly.
Right.
Which also makes you very bankable with the bank, because the bank likes to see the equity.
Right.
Because they don't want to give properties back.
Absolutely. So, yeah, go ahead.
And I see stuff. We bought multi-million-dollar apartment complexes with no money down. I mean, I've done all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Would I do it at this point in my life? No. Unless I was just starting off.
Sure.
I was starting off, had nothing to lose. I guess I'd roll the dice.
Right.
But if I had any equity, I would start playing it safe right away.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So what would you say is your number one tip for anyone just getting started? They're brand new, green, fresh, into the industry, what is the number one tip that you would give them? You're at a 30,000 feet level where you've done real estate for 40 years. What would you say is your number one tip for the new starters of the business?
The people that I have seen that make the most amount of money and retire really nicely, bought young, held it, and didn't sell. They just built up equity.
Right.
The people that I see that keep on flipping, taking their money out, they're always working a job, maybe a higher level job, but they're always working a job.
Right.
So when you buy and hold and just build up equity and figure out how to buy the next one without taking your equity out of the first one, and that's why I do partnerships all the time.
Right.
People think I'm crazy because I give half the deal away all the time. But I do that because I never have to touch any of my equity. I just keep on building up equity.
Right, right.
I'd rather have half of a deal than a whole deal where I had to pull out equity out of one of my deals to put money down on it.
Right. Absolutely.
It just makes a safer deal.
Yeah, I think safety. It's more so about keeping what you already have, right? Keeping the money that you're earning, because if you are holding a bag and it's got a hole in it, it's not much of a bag, right? So that's a great and a phenomenal tip. I want to touch on, and I'm losing my track of thought here, but I want to briefly touch on what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. I know you and I talk about this all the time privately, but kind of share with the rest of the world and all of our YouTube subscribers, what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years? I know there's rumors of market crash, but your personal experience, I mean, you've seen a lot of the market changes. What do you think is going to happen?
This has been one of the most interesting markets I've ever been in. I can give you 1,000 reasons why the market's going to crash. And I can give you 1,000 reasons why it's not going to.
Right.
I guess what I would do is I would hope that it don't crash, but I would prepare for it to crash. On all my deals that we do right now, we play it safe and do it that way.
Right.
One of the problems you got with real estate, interest rates are going up. As interest rates go up, the price of real estate are going to go down. So that's something to keep in mind. Another nuance is the baby boomers are getting out of real estate right now.
Yeah.
Because they're retiring.
Right.
The new millennials and everybody don't want to get in real estate. So that might leave a void. So leaves a void that could be good to get in real estate because your profits are going to be higher.
Right.
Because if nobody wants it, I think the new generations don't want to work as hard to make money as we did when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So that could be a real opportunity for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we have, the millennials definitely have a different priority. I think it's the shift in economy is less, and I think you can speak better than me on this. Back in 30, 40 years ago, you would work for one company for 20, 30 years and retire and hope that the company's going to take care of you as a retirement. I think now is more very, very transient. People would hop from job to job. Or I think that the focus with the millennials is mobility, right? Being able to move from one town and move to the next city, move the job. I think that's one of the reasons why millennials don't even want to buy real estate is because of the mobility issue. So what's your take on that as far as millennials, different priorities?
I know when I got out of high school, I got a job with Western Electric. When I left Western Electric in 1982, I was making $300 a day.
Yeah.
Which was really good money. To put that in concept, my 77 Monte Carlo, which was brand new, was only $7,000.
Right.
So that was that's 20, 25 days of work. I could pay off a new car in a month.
Right.
All right. So, and I told everybody at work I was going to buy $1 million worth of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And they all told me I was crazy.
Right.
I had a job for life. Don't jeopardize my job.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, we all got laid off.
Right.
7 or 8 years later, those same people that told me to keep my job for life were asking me how to get in real estate.
Right. Yeah. Interesting times.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I've seen it. You know, my wife was with Farmers Insurance for 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
She was eligible for retirement, but she got laid off.
Yeah.
She probably would have worked maybe another year, but she got laid off, and farmers moved out of state just to save money. This is becoming the norm, not the exception.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of the economy and I think the general sentiment of our culture is definitely moving more towards to disposability, right? I don't imagine millennials buying these expensive China dishes and keeping them around. I see more of them using, paper plates, paper cups, because they don't have to do dishes. It's easy, just throw it away. So I think, the economy and the society, the culture is definitely moving towards to, single use, disposability. And I think the same can be said about, employment and human resource. So yeah, I mean, I can see that just from your background, things are changing and things have definitely changed for sure.
And, just the economy, a mall up until 5-6 years ago, a mall, a strip mall was a thing to own because everybody had to go shopping all the time.
Right.
This year, they're tearing down 300 malls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's changed totally.
Yeah, for sure.
And they say that every 7 years, technology doubles. So that means as of 14 years ago, we got 4 times the technology.
Right.
And even I see it. What you could do on your phone now, I can answer my door. My alarm systems run off of my phone.
Yeah.
We can see cameras and all the properties off the phone. I mean, what we can do on the phone right now is outrageous.
Right.
Email, texting, calls. You could do video conferences.
Right.
This is all the stuff when I was a kid. I remember Dick Tracy had a watch that he could talk into with the video camera on it. And everybody said that would never happen. And that was in the 60s.
Right. Yeah, incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ed, I'm going to close this up, and you shared a lot of golden nuggets today. So I want to make sure people reach you, because I know a lot of, you share a lot of expertise, and you definitely have a lot of value to add to a lot of people. So what I'll do is add, other than your website, kirchpropertymanagement.com, which we're going to go and include that. For those who are watching this on YouTube, we'll go ahead and include that in the link description below, where you can go ahead and contact Ed in his office. How else could people contact you, Ed?
They can call the office.
Yep.
630-897-5800.
There we go. Yeah, I think.
And that's a landline.
Yeah, I think you're the first.
Don't text it.
You're the first podcast guest to give out their office phone line. So I think this is why I have him as a VIP. Right?
And we don't mind taking phone calls.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's
excellent. So for those who are watching this on YouTube, we'll definitely include the links on how to contact Ed and his office. He's a property manager in Illinois. So if you need his service, if you need his expertise, he is going to be around. Like I said, he's a mentor to many. He's very generous, and he's got a very good heart. So Ed, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast, and especially we had a live audience
today.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that if you have any questions for those who are watching on YouTube and for those who are live, go ahead and leave them in the comment down below. We'll definitely relay this to Ed. So if you have any questions to Ed, we'll make sure that he gets it and he'll answer back as soon as possible. So we're going to conclude the section of the podcast. This is episode 42. I will see you guys in another video. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Well, hello there. You made it to the end of this video. Congratulations. And that probably means that you like our video and you love what we did. So be sure, if you want to get more information, more YouTube videos from us about real estate investing, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to make sure that you get notifications on our future videos about real estate investing.